Hey all, we are at Talladega in the Cup Series, and I'm driving the Wood Brothers 21 car, which is a 4-star car in career mode. So I'm down on power, a little down on aero, and down on suspension parts, as they put it, which essentially translates to I'm not going to be as fast during the whole run. I'll wear tires a little bit more than the 5-star teams, blah, blah, blah. So I'm basically running a B car, if you want to think of it that way. But I got a really good setup. Now, this version of this setup is good tire wear, but I'm a little bit too loose. So back in the pack, I'm like a streamer in the wind, and I have to really, really drive it. And it's not as stable as I want it to be, but it's still pretty fast. Because I'm able to lead with the 4-star car. Now what's going on here, if you look at the track map where I clicked in, is I thought I was making my last pit stop. So I clicked it on. Well, what happened was I was leading, and the rest of the field pitted behind me, and I couldn't get to pit. It was past my point to be able to make it on pit road without a penalty, so I had to go around. So that's how far ahead of the leader I am. Right there. And as you can see in the turns, I'm running the old Talladega Daytona line for like qualifying, keeping it high for most of it, and cutting the track where I can. So see, I'm entering high, which, you know, I do this on my run-up lap for qualifying, 2-lap qualifying. But I see that the leaders are kind of getting to me, so I just move down to the bottom. Now I'm about 5, 6, 7 miles an hour off what they're running behind me, maybe even more. And I'm just like praying for a caution, which I just got. So I'm back in 17th. 25 laps to go. I know I'm getting a little bit too loose still, even though I adjusted. I bumped my wedge up from 49.6 to 49.8, which helped. Made some tire pressure adjustments, blah, 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 blah. I'm not running a 60-60 setup. In a race, especially, this is a full race, 1% normal wear and fuel, but it's full race, 188 laps. I like the left side tires to turn a little, which helps me in the turns. Qualifying, 60 all around. Yeah, you want as little rolling resistance as you can, and of course as much grill tape as your engine will stand. Blowing it up coming in the start finish line is okay in sim racing. When at the end of your run, but you got to remember to make it last for 2 laps at Daytona and Talladega. I'm going to put the setup after this one, where I fix stuff, which is real stable, especially in single file. The deeper you get in the pack, the harder it is to drive, but that's kind of typical of all setups. But closer, it likes to lead, likes to get to the front. It sucks up really, really well on a regular draft. It ran well with the guys I was running with. I was running with some pro league guys with the no draft Talladega. And it ran real well. I wasn't the slowest guy in the track, so I was very happy about that. No, I didn't get into the top 10 because I missed the finals, which I was kind of bummed about, but I was also kind of bummed that there was no draft. So now, at the moment, I'm recording this, not when I drove this race, like a month ago, but now I'm recording this, we're back at Talladega for testing for qualifying, which will go official sometime after the holidays. We're waiting on word on that. But for now, I figured, might as well put this up, and I'll attach my better setup to it, and let you guys have at it. Yeah. It might look a little funny, and to some guys you might recognize bits of your setups in here, because I probably looked at half a dozen different guys' setups, I have my own theory on this, and I pretty much went with my own, but for the most part, I follow a certain philosophy at all the tracks, and I guess for a NASCAR setup, it's epitomized at Daytona and Talladega. You want it to be fast, but you need it to drive decent, especially on a long run. And I was building it for 40, 50 lap runs like you have here in Cup. It's derived from my truck and Xfinity setups, which I have posted. I think I posted somewhere. I think I have it on Red's Discord, Red 4424. So people were asking about that. And if you look at that, if you're on Red's Discord, I definitely recommend it. A lot of good stuff going on there. You'll notice they're very, very similar. Of course, it's a race setup for qualifying. Whether you're doing the Pro League qualifying or you're doing, just qualifying for a race, definitely bump up the tire pressures. A lot of times what I'll do in qualifying is I'll do 60 all around, but in my setup, I like it a little bit loose. So I'll like do 59 on the right rear. It depends on how I'm feeling. It doesn't really matter that much, for 2 laps. 1 lap is a run-up lap, but and I have gotten a pole. I have been able to manage to get a pole with it, so happy about that. So here I am. I'm in the lead. I got 16 laps to go. Happy I got the lead, and I don't want to give it up. But I only got a 4-star car, so even though I got a really good setup and I'm pulling away and such, I'm not confident. I'm like, I feel like, the Top Gun in an old West town that's just like, where's the next guy looking to knock me off going to come from? And this 8 car behind me, I think that's Daniel Hemrick, I forget. It's his first season. I think he's leaving. I think Tyler Reddick's taking his place. But anyway, the 8 car behind me, he's been very aggressive. So if I give him an inch, he's going to take it. He's going to, push me out of the way and whatnot. So I'm trying to hold it down. But one of the problems with this earlier version of the setup, I'm going to tag on at the end of the video, is as the tires wore, and probably because of 4-star car also, with extra tire wear, it had trouble holding the inside line. Because I like to put if anybody's running with me online, I think I kind of like get down and put my left side tires, at least what I feel, is right in the middle of the yellow line. Right on the black line in the middle of the 2 yellow lines. And hold it there. And as you can see, especially when somebody gets up next to me, I'm kind of weaving around like I'm on a controller when I'm on a wheel. So I managed to lose the lead and back to second, but I'm on the front row, and I should be able, even though my gearing is weak in Cup, I might need to work on that. I still should be able to get past the AI, and I think for whatever reason,
hold your line, say hi.
I don't clear him by turn 1. I usually do.
You got room.
So I'm like, Corey, I'm sorry, but I need to be in front of you here because I'm trying to win my first race in Cup at Talladega on NASCAR Heat 4, full race, and you're in my way. So got past him. I don't know what I did there. I think I bumped and side drafted him, and it allowed me to pull out, slowed him down enough for me to pull out ahead before turn 2, where he would get a run on me and get down in front of him, which is cool. So I'm watching this again. Pretty much, I did review most of this, and I'm like, I don't know what I did there, but I got to figure that out because it seemed to be effective. But then again, he's got either a 3 or 4-star car. I think it's a 4-star car. So, it might not work on a 5-star car, or like online or in a quick race or whatnot. So I'm just mirror driving. You know, I'm like in the middle because, see, Talladega, one of the things that the AI does, which is smart, is they use that outside lane up next to the wall. Now at Daytona, a lot of times, you know, when you're in the lead, you got 2 lanes of traffic to worry about, and it's rarely the 3rd lane is much of a problem for the way the track drives. The fastest line is always down at the bottom. The Talladega, you know, they can get a run on you if they got enough cars, and when they run up next to the wall, it's almost impossible to go from all the way on the bottom of the yellow line all the way up to the wall and be able to block effectively. Just the time it takes you to move up and back down, you could lose a spot to the guy, you know, on the lower line, or vice versa, you know, on the line you're running. See, this is something I noticed the AI's been doing since the I think the November or October update, is they've been tandem drafting up on the top. 2 guys are getting nose to tail. Sometimes the guys that get behind them, and like now there's really nobody behind them. There's 3 lanes with the 2 on top, and they go back and forth, and they get a run on you. But with my setup staying down on the bottom, I tend to pull ahead in the turns. Here I'm all over the place, so I didn't really stay on the bottom, and I'm having trouble. I'm trying to break them apart with the side draft. So I'm like, I don't want to lose the lead here. I want to stay in front, and I'm like, now I'm back to 4th. I'll get back to 3rd in a sec because they're outside of me. You see, I pull ahead again, but now I got Brendan Gaughan in front of me, and that's okay. I know I'm faster than him, but you know, it's the end of the race. How many laps do I have? Can I get past him? I got drafting enabled, the drafting partners, so I got the 8 car trying to push me when he gets close. And remember, you know, with drafting enabled, if you have your foot all the way to the floor, the guy will try to get to your bumper and push you. And remember, when he does push you, it'll want to push you up into the outside lane. So you want to be prepared and, you know, pull the wheel to the left a little bit. Don't let it ride up on you, and you get a little bit more speed that way, you know. 'Cause it's very easy, especially if you're on a really loose setup or you're on old tires. It could spin you out. And they hit you. I've gotten hit so hard that they did damage to my rear end and made me super loose. But he pushed me enough. I got a run, and I got a nose on Gaughan. But I'm not securely in front like I was earlier, and we only got 6 laps left. So I'm resolved, once I clear him, to not let anybody else get past me, if possible, to the end of the race. And that's 5 laps with a car that's underpowered, and I can't really hold it down. So to say I'm nervous is an understatement, but I'm also really busy. So it's kind of like balancing itself out, you know, kind of thing. So I'm like, okay, let's just get down to business. I seem to have a little bit of a lead. Waiting for that outside line to get closer. Maybe I got to block them, but they're not as organized, so they're falling back now. So it's basically just Hemrick behind me in the 8 car. And I'm trying to keep him behind me. Watch her, he went high. That's usually a good sign with the AI. When they go high, it usually means, you know, midway or through a run or something, is that they're not handling as well. See, he's fallen all the way back, and I think that's gone. Well, they're 3 wide, so I got an advantage with it's that McMurray behind me. You know, McMurray's got a fast car. Or whatever you think of McMurray, he's got a fast car. And see, you know, got too unstable, but I'm holding on to it, because that easily could have been a wreck.
Hold your line, got 1 outside.
And I'm just trying to block. See, we're all the way on the outside. I got all the way, but they're not right on my bumper, so I can do that for now. And that's how fast the setup is, because I'm able to keep a little bit of bubble there between me and the guys behind me, which allows me to go lane to lane. Now they're too wide. if Murray pushes out front, when he pushes out front, it helps me retain the lead, you know. But he's fast. If I slip up, boom, he's going to be right next to me. And if I pull down and I don't clear him, well, then I'm wrecked, and I'll probably end up finishing last. So it's like a really tough thing, especially when, you know, if you see the car is like kind of weaving a little, because I'm like, and if you look at the wheel, I like a very tight steering. That 10 steering that you're going to see on my setup might not be great for you, but I like it, especially at Daytona and Talladega, because it allows me to basically think where I want the car to go, and it goes, you know, and I can do it smoother. I don't have to jerk the wheel, because jerking the wheel around is basically just going to slow you down. I'm going to get you sideways and in all kinds of trouble, no matter what track, but you know, especially Daytona and Talladega at these speeds. So we got 2 laps to go, so I'm waiting for the last run, because they tried and I blocked them. But with 3 laps to go, as I was coming to the line, I was thinking, you know, there's going to be one more charge, and it's probably going to come on the last lap, probably exactly when I don't want it, but I'm preparing for it. Okay, this is a little interesting. The AI changes when you get down into 10 laps. They become more aggressive, and the AI has McMurray kind of feeling me out, and you see I'm in the championship, because you see the green boxes next to my name and Denny Hamlin's. He's the closest playoff driver to me, so my other goal is to finish ahead of him, because I'm trying to finish in the top 8 for the season, at least make the round of 8, which I think will get me into the top 8, but we'll talk about that at another time. So for now, it's just I need this win. I gotta win. And at the very least, I can't screw up and finish back in the pack. I gotta be up front. Now they're 3 wide on me, ganging up on me like I really didn't need. So I'm gonna go to the inside. As you can see, the outside lines aren't as fast, but they got that tandem up top, and I'm very nervous about it. And I go up to block, and I got Ty Dillon down on the bottom here, and I'm like, I'm worried about him, but I'm worried about them, and I went middle. It's the last lap, and
How did you do that?
I didn't win, because I should have stayed down on Dillon. But I got nervous since they've been doing that tandem up top, and I don't have a 5-star car. They have, you know, that makes me nervous at Talladega with the 3 lanes, you know, coming to the end. At Daytona, they don't spread out so much, even if they're going 3 lanes wide. And Daytona is a little more of a handling track, so just keep it down on the bottom, almost guaranteed, if you got a fast setup like I have here. I use the same setup at Daytona, so. Exact same. But if you have a fast setup and you hold it down, you know, they're not gonna pass you. They might get a nose on you, especially if you're doing a quick race or, you know, yeah, I mean, even in career, they'll just get a nose on you, but they're not gonna be able to pass you. You know, like you might nose you out for a win, but they're not gonna get past you. By the time you get back to the next turn, they typically slow down, and you end up pulling ahead. I guess that's the AI, you know. In real life, it's a little different. In real life, you know, I don't race it, you know, like against other guys online. I don't race any differently. You know, the goal is to get up front and get down on that yellow line and hold it there. And hopefully you got some buddies with you if you're in a league race or you're, you know, just doing online racing, and you got some help, because as you saw with drafting enabled and drafting partners, you know, you can kind of get that help that you get in real life. Sometimes you don't get help, you know, it all depends on who's behind you. And some guys won't help you, you know, and you can better manage, you know, staying up front or running well or you know, whatever. So it's important. So, you got loose. Yeah, this is what happened. This is everybody pitted. See me, I'm up there, and I'm like, geez, everybody pitted. I'm coming around, and I think I got a pit, or I just came out of the pits and I passed everybody on one stage too. I guess that happened in the second stage also. I was able to pass everyone. I think what happened is I came out and there was something put me behind. I think everybody dumped in. And look at that Wood Brothers paint scheme I'm running. I love that paint scheme. I was running I picked the Wood Brothers because it's the only 4-star team that will take me. All the others were 3 stars. But when they came out with this paint scheme, I fell in love. I mean, look at it. Isn't that cool? Yep. I run custom schemes online. I'm the 91. I got my Xfinity car in 93 with the same paint scheme because I'm in a league and that one can't. Somebody else is running 91, so. But that's okay. It almost looks the same. Yeah, so up front all day. Really happy about that. I really wanted to win. I won Bristol with this car, in a 4-star car, full 500 laps, and I really thought I could get Talladega because I finished well at Daytona, I finished well at the last race at Talladega, and I just thought I had it. But you know, 188 laps, and came down to that one move. That one mistake I made, and don't think that, you know, running 188 laps didn't have something to do with it, because it did. Yeah, I put myself in a position to win, and because I zigged when I should have zagged, I took myself out of that position right here. See? Look at that. Just a nose. By a nose. Well, that's Talladega. Usually you get close finishes at Talladega, and that's racing. But I can't be upset, you know, for what I had and what I was up against. I'm very happy. Why am I rewinding here? I know, I just leave the stuff in. Usually I can figure out what I was trying to do. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was trying to see what the hell happened, why I lost the race. Because, you know, in the car, I couldn't really tell what happened. I watched this afterwards, as I was recording this part of it, and I saw what happened, but that's what I was doing here. And you see I got my view behind me, because I'm like, okay, I block the outside, I go to the inside, and I was more worried about the 2 cars up top, and I didn't realize what kind of run Ty was going to get on me, which I should have, and boom, got me. Look at that. That's just... but again, you know, good day. You know, and that's how racing is. You know, sometimes it's all about what happens on the last lap. So I'm ranked 3rd going into the round of 8, so I'm very happy about that. So I got room to be slow because I don't race all the races in the 4-star. Because the horsepower races, to me, it's just kind of pointless. You're running 15th and 20th. You know, hard as you can, even with a good setup. You know, I got a winning setup, and I'm still running, you know, back. Bristol is an exception because Bristol's more a finesse track. Yeah, you need decent power, but look, you know, I'm down on power, and I was able to win. I finished in the top 10 the first race at Bristol, and I won the night race, so I was happy about that. So, you know, just because you don't have the fastest car doesn't mean you can't run well. It's, you know, it's more about driving, you know. So if you're doing career and you're in a 3-star car, you know, you can learn the tracks. The more you know the tracks, the better. You know, 20,000 laps hasn't hurt me at all. So, you know, I just keep at it. You know, if it's road courses, laps, nothing but laps. I prefer for everything else racing laps, whether it be quick races or full fuel run races in quick race or whatever, or racing online with your buddies. But racing, you learn more about your setup when you're around other cars under race conditions. Definitely practice. You know, practice is fine if that's, you know, more comfortable for you, but as soon as you can transition into the races, Thank you, Maddie. It comes the videos, and so, which is a cool touch.
Hey, congrats on making the playoffs. Good
and
luck.
But as soon as you can, transition to the racing. Get into a starter series online, league, or whatever, you know, that's at your skill level, and just learn how to finish the races, you know. And then you learn how to, you know, what to do at certain points, how to make decisions on pit stops, and all that mystery stuff. If you're new, you know, how to figure it out. And definitely get with buddies who've been doing it. You know, any questions, anything, you just leave them. You can I DM me on, you know, through Red's Discord, or, you know, my own. I have my own, but I never use it. I'm never on. Anyway, thank you all for coming along. Like, share, subscribe, questions, comments, anything. Thank you so much, and keep rolling.